Hello everyone, present here virtually. I am Sakshi here and I welcome you all for today's session, which is titled as Career Management Lessons for Arjuna as a depicted in the Mahabharata. And presenting this session, we have with us today's expert, Dr. Pratik C. Patel. Pratik C. Patel has a rich teaching experience of more than 15 years at a UG and PG level. He has done his PhD in a celebrity endorsement. He has published more than 30 research papers in the journals of a reputed. He has four books to his credit, namely Management Lessons from the Mahabharata, Learning Strategy Management through the Case Study, Case List in a Strategic Management, and Contemporary Issues in Marketing and Finance. Business Strategy and Marketing Management is his sport, and he admires case study approach of teaching a lot. Without wasting much time, you may start now, sir.
Okay, just would like to confirm PPT is visible or not so that I can start.
Yes, visible now.
Okay, fine. So without wasting much time, good afternoon, all of you. I'm Dr. Pratik C. Patel, and I would be talking about some of the lessons we can learn from Arjuna as depicted in Mahabharata. You all have some idea about career and career management. I'm not going to discuss career management related things from HR perspective. Here is career part, etc., etc. But I would like to discuss more from a person whom we all know, Arjuna, as it is there in Mahabharata. What we can learn from him for our career. It's simple, it's our career, we have to nurture it. So what we should do so that we can flourish in our career. So let's start with it. Before we go ahead, why I have chosen Arjuna as a character and more important, Mahabharata. It is said what is found in Mahabharata may be found somewhere else. But what is not found in Mahabharata cannot be found somewhere else. कहने का मतलब, for every question we might have, there is an answer in Mahabharata. This is power of this biggest epic. So with this, let's briefly start with the session. Why I have chosen Arjuna and what lessons we are going to learn. Obviously, we all know and understand Dronacharya was the biggest teacher. That is the reason Indian government give awards in the name of Dronacharya. But Arjuna is Arjuna because he was a good learner. Obviously, Drona was a great teacher. Means what you do or what you can do, to a large extent, it depends upon yourself. You understand today, knowledge is available so easily and just a one click away. You can learn almost everything with your smartphone. The thing is that whether you are willing to learn or not. Arjuna had that trait of learning, and that is why he became the best pupil of Dronacharya. I understand you all know what is career and what meaning of career, but briefly I would like to throw a light on it, and then we'll discuss some lessons in this regard from Arjuna. As you understand, career, as Oxford Dictionary says, career means a person's course or progress through his life. You can say a distinctive portion of his life. That is how career is defined. Generally, career means what we understand is occupation, a profession, vocation, or employment. can say doctor, lawyer, teacher. This is what we mean when we say career. That means career for someone maybe one say in the same type of work, that also is a career. Can be multiple job, can be a career. For the life you do one job only, that also is a career. Somebody work in large number of companies, that also be a career. Thing is that it is our career. We need to shape it. And if we are self-aware about what we want to be or where we want to see ourselves in our career, probably we can do it in a better manner. And that is what I wanted to say. Why career management? Because it is our career. Our career is our responsibility. We need to nurture it properly. We don't want to waste it. So we all have that talent. The famous example you might be knowing, Sachin Tendulkar, we all know. But few might be knowing Vinod Kamli also. Both belong to the same coach, Ramakant Achrekar. Till he died, he used to believe that Vinod Kamli is a better batsman or cricketer than Sachin Tendulkar. But he is not known for all good reason. Sachin could play for 24 years, but Vinod Kamli couldn't. The simple reason is he failed to manage his career. Just few days back, you might have seen a video where Vinod Kamli was begging to BCCI, give me some job because I have to take care of my family. I am not earning anything. And that is what we are talking about, a career, managing career. Star cricketer at one point of time, but he failed to manage it properly. He is nowhere today. So it is simple. Our career is our responsibility. We must nurture it properly so that we get this reward for it. Before I go ahead and talk about few lessons from Arjuna, let it be very clear what you can expect from this session. As I said, I'm not an HR expert. I'm not going to talk any theory. We'll simply discuss few learning from Arjuna, which will of some help, I guess, for an individual nurturing his or her career. Let's understand. The first lesson, I guess, it is important for everyone. That is focus. There is a story in Mahabharata when Arjuna and all his brother Pandavas and Kauravas, students of Dronacharya. One day Dronacharya decided to take an exam, a test. He placed a bird on the tree and asked his student to shoot the eye of the bird. He invited different students one by one and asked what you are able to see. Some said they see a wooden bird, some saw tree, some saw branches of tree, some saw sky, leaves, etc., etc. Dronacharya didn't ask anyone to release their arrows. Finally, he called Arjuna and asked, what do you see? Arjuna replied, I only see bird's eye. And Dronacharya asked Arjuna, you release the arrow. With no surprise, it hit bird's eye. Simple. Why Arjuna succeed? Simple, because he was having undivided focus. He was very clear what is to be done. His whole focus was on bird's eye only. As a student, as an individual, anyone who wants to succeed, we need to have focus. when you are talking about your career, you should be very clear what is your focus, what you want to achieve. It will give you an idea what job you should be doing, what courses you should be attending, what training you should be attending. Focus. What we can learn from this incident. We all know Sachin Tendulkar, the greatest cricketer of all time. Very few of you might be knowing that during the Cricket World Cup of 1999, his father died. He came back to India. He was playing in UK, London. He came back to India for his father's funeral, but his mother asked, "You're not son of my only, you are the son of whole nation. You are on a nation's duty. Go and play." Went to London and scored century against Kenya, second match. That is what we need to understand. We all are capable, we all are talented, but at times our focus gets distracted. To understand, there's so many external factors which at times deviate our attention. But success comes when you have focus on your goal. When I say focus for a student, for an individual, I mean to say clarity about your career, what you want to be. At times it happens people in the age of 40 also don't have clear idea what I want to be. Develop clarity. That will give you an idea of what courses, education you should have, what type of training you should attend, what type of job you should go for. Lack of clarity means you will roam here and there but achieve nothing. So be very clear where you want to go. That is one lesson we can learn from this incident of Arjuna in Mahabharata. Another learning we can have is, when I say focus, you understand we cannot have focus on two things at a time. You have seen how Virat Kohli is struggling lately. But he took multiple breaks so that he can focus. Though he is struggling, but then he also is a cricketing legend. One good reason for is very clear what he wants to achieve from his career. If you know what he eats, his diet, you might get surprised. We probably might not eat for 1 or 2 days also. He is very strict in terms of his diet, his physics, exercise. What happens on field, whether he win the match or lose the match, he never ever lose his dream, exercise. That is what we need to understand, because he understand that without fitness, I'm not going to succeed in my career. That is the sports cricket. He has set very high standard for whole team. When he was the captain, he set very high standard in terms of fitness. Another thing which we need to understand when I say focus, focus means priorities. We all at times say we don't have time. We all have 24 hours. Problem is we fail to set our priorities. List out what is your first priority, second priority. And if you can do it, you will definitely succeed. Set priorities. What is your priority? If you are focusing on achieving something, then you have to sacrifice certain things, obviously. Friends, marriage can be some leisure time which you are spending on watching television. You have to be very clear what is your priorities. And if you are clear about it, obviously you will succeed because your efforts gets a direction. Same story, we can have another learning very specifically for related to the career. Focus on developing knowledge and skill for your current job or as well as your future job also. Understand knowledge gets double very quickly nowadays because of innovation, technology and all the things. What we know gets outdated very quickly. When I say in the context of job, profession, it is even more true. Your job related skills get obsoleted very, very quickly. Keep updating yourself. Who knew few years back we will be studying online? That is in a way blessing in disguise. COVID problem might not have occurred. The session probably would not have happened because we might not have come about Zoom or Gmeet kind of things. The thing is that today technology, and because of technology, knowledge is in getting updated very, very quickly. Your knowledge is relevant today, but God knows whether it will be relevant or how relevant it would be in future. So keep updating yourself according to the future job requirements, etc. Second lesson which we can learn from Arjuna is passion. Understand whatever might be your profession, success comes when you have some passion for it. Without passion, if you do something, you are not likely to succeed. There is an example for that also in Mahabharata. One day Arjuna was practicing archery during night. Now seeing this, Dronacharya got surprised. Reason, he hadn't taught this lesson to Arjuna or any other student. So when he asked Arjuna, how come you do this when I have not taught you? He said, I have got inspiration from Bhim. How? Bhim, as you all know, is fond of eating. Arjuna said that Bhim could eat laddus during night, darkness. Every time he eats, even in darkness, laddus goes to his mouth only. He never fails. He never drops a laddu. So if Bhim can eat laddus in the darkness of night, and if he can succeed, how can I not do it? I also can do it. That is the reason I practicing archery during night also. Seeing this passion in Arjuna, Dronacharya said, I don't have any doubt that you will become the best archer in the world. So when I say success, when I say career or job, what makes the difference is your passion to learn, your passion to perform. If you don't have passion, you are less likely to succeed. What we can learn from out this? We can understand these are the statistics. Based upon research, it is said that 77% of the employee don't have any job passion. Means they are doing the job, but they don't like it. It's USA numbers. In Japan, that number is 60%. Now you imagine, what if the person don't like his or her job? How come he will motivate his subordinates? So that is why it is said, do what you love. If you don't love your job, leave it. In other words, love what you do. Unless you don't leave the job, love it is. Even at the age of 80, we all know the greatest actor of India, Amitabh Bachchan, is the first person to reach the set. At times, even before the spot boy comes, he reaches to the set. Why? Because he want to earn money? No. Because he love his profession. He respect his profession. If you do it, then you will enjoy it. Imagine if you do something which you don't enjoy, how come you can do it, and how long you would be able to do it? So whatever career, job you choose, success comes when you enjoy it. Enjoy because you have passion to do it. One more lesson we can learn from this story of Arjuna is Dronacharya didn't taught him how to do it in the night, archery. But still he could, because he was someone who was willing to learn. Successful people are one, especially in this era, which so rapidly changes, are the one who learn on their own. So many things we can learn on our own. Teachers will teach the students till they are in classes, schools, colleges. But then to survive in the life, you have to continuously learn. And you have to learn on your own. Today, life as such is very simple. So many things which is available today was not the case 10, 15, 20 years back. Today, every problem solution is there in our smartphone. We can very easily go to Google and ask Google meaning of XYZ thing. Thing is that, are we willing to go that much? If yes, nobody can stop you learning. In this competitive era, you will survive if you are willing to learn on your own. Not every time company will send you for training and make you learn. You have to take that initiative because it is your career. If you want your career to go in upward direction, learn as much as you can on your own. Self-learning. Any point of time, if you are having any question, you please raise the hand or you can speak up. One of the most important lessons one can learn from Arjuna is mentor. Have a mentor, especially when I say career, have somebody who can guide you. Though Arjuna was the greatest warrior probably, but he was very, very sensitive. He was likely to lose few battles, but it was Krishna who was with him. As a result, he didn't lose. The best part with Arjuna was when it was decided that war will happen, he chose Krishna as his Sarthi. Throughout his life, every crucial moment, he referred to Krishna. He asked Krishna for his advice. And that is the reason Arjuna is Arjuna. Krishna played a very vital role in analyzing Arjuna's energy in the right direction. We are also living in very complicated world. Having a good mentor in this situation will be of very, very help. Have a good mentor because we can learn from Arjuna's story that even the best requires a mentor. Arjuna was best, but then to utilize his skills and all that thing, he required a mentor. You also require a mentor for what? To choose your career, to guide you on your career path, to show you the opportunity, to show your own talent, because at times we may not realize what we are capable of, but our mentor can guide us. Have a good mentor, because mentoring helps one to perform better and progress further in their career. Any individually, in the absence of mentorship, might take longer than usual to reach the destination. Have a good mentor is must. When I say mentor, when I say a good mentor, I mean it. Have a right mentor. You will find so many people around you who might give you advice constantly, but then are they really a mentor? Probably or probably not. If we think from this Mahabharata's perspective only, the two incidents or two people which we can compare, and we realize that how important it is to have a right mentor. We just discussed about how Krishna was with Arjuna and That was the reason how Arjuna won the whole battle of Kurukshetra. On the other side, Karna, more Duryodhana, who was the mentor for Duryodhana, Sakuni. Throughout his life, for his own agenda, he misguided Duryodhana. If Duryodhana also had a good mentor like Arjuna, story might have been different. Actually, just before the war, both Arjuna and Duryodhana went to Krishna. Krishna offered that either you can choose me, I will not fight the battle. You can choose my Narayani Sena, biggest army at that point of time. Arjuna chose Krishna. Duryodhana didn't understood, and he chose army. What I mean to say is, for your career, if you want to go it in the right direction, having a good mentor always help. Have a mentor in life. Another lesson which we can make out is, when you are in doubt, and that is very common, at some point of time we'll face a dilemma. Nothing wrong, but you ask. On the first day of the war itself, Arjuna heart sank. Why? Because he had to fight the battle against his own friends, relatives, gurus. So he didn't have any motivation. But he didn't stop. He asked solution to Krishna. As a result, there was a conversation between these two. Is what we know as Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So just imagine, what if Arjuna didn't ask Krishna about this problem? The world would have been without the knowledge of Gita. It is simple. We all might be in some trouble, dilemma, problem, but not to give up. Ask. Ask to your mentor. Ask to your family. Don't keep that problem with you. The conversation with Krishna gave Arjuna the courage to fight the battle. And then onwards, throughout the battle, he never stopped. So whenever we are in doubt, ask, because there's a solution for every problem. Arjuna asked to Krishna because he didn't want to fight the battle without any purpose. That is one important learning from this story. Never approach things half-heartedly. Unless and until you are convinced, don't do it. Because things which we do half-heartedly, it's a recipe for failure. We are going to fail. So Arjuna was not clear about the purpose of that battle of Kurukshetra. That is why he put on his weapon. So Krishna explained why he should fight against his own relatives because they are on wrong side. Krishna explained Arjuna that he is just a medium. Ultimately, Krishna himself is doing all these things for the betterment of the world. So one simple learning we can make out from this story is, whatever we do, we must do with conviction. Job also. If you don't like the job, don't do it. But then doing it half-heartedly is just a recipe for failure. You might spend few years doing wrong job. You are doing job which you don't like. Don't do it. That is one simple learning from this story. Another lesson is, we should never assume anything. If I don't know something, I should ask. Because assumption are the problem. So whenever we might have any problem, we should ask for a solution. And that is why I said, have a good mentor. At times we do not ask because we feel that's a very simple question. If I ask people, what people might think about? No, not that way. By seeking guidance from someone, you are actually clearing your doubts. It is not your weakness. It is actually a good thing that you are asking so that you can overcome the problem. By seeking guidance, actually you increase your focus on your goal. So better ask rather than assuming. At job place also, you can ask your superior, supervisor, manager, whenever you are in some trouble or dilemma. Rather than committing a mistake, you should ask your mentor, your boss, your superior. Another lesson which we can learn from Arjuna is continuously upgrade your skills. As I just said few minutes back, one good thing is that because of technology upgradation, we are getting best and best gadgets and so many things. But thing is, technology is getting upgraded so quickly, so fast, things are getting outdated very, very quickly. So even though you are very good in your job performance today, there's no guarantee that you will be efficient tomorrow also. Upgrade your skill on a daily basis. There is an incident in Mahabharata, as I just said. There was a time when Arjuna realized that there is no solution. Conflict with Kauravas is going to result in the war. So he decided to upgrade his skill. Even though he knew that I am the best archer in the whole world, still, why? Because he knew that the battle is going to be the biggest battle of his life. He started worshipping Lord Shiva. As a result, Lord Shiva blessed him with some divine weapons, Divyastras. He didn't stop there. He visited his father Indra in heaven. Over there also, he got few more divine weapons, Divyastra. You understand, he was the best archer, still he kept on upgrading his skill. It is even more relevant in today's time because we are living in a world which is changing so fast that our skill get outdated very, very quickly. It's like you see your own mobile phone. Every now and then it's get updated. As a result, the latest mobile phone which you purchased just 6 months back, you start feeling it's very slow, very soon. Reason is that updates keeps on coming. So if your mobile require updation, then obviously you require. Otherwise, even the best of the employee may not fit in the organization. That means you might be terminated or sent home from the organization. Or in simple words, if I say it very positively, you might not get promotion. So make yourself relevant. It is in your hand. So continuously update yourself so that you remain relevant. It is simple lesson. If you see this, I don't require to give any introduction, Amitabh Bachchan, but you understand, he's the finest actor, but still he continuously required to sharpen his skill. I have put 4 photographs of 4 different movies of his. What I mean to say or what I'm trying to convey is all this movie came when he was actually was not a star, no longer a star. But all this movie earned him the National Award for acting. He got all these awards after crossing the age of 50. How come it is possible? At the age of 50, when people gets retired, you don't get a good movie. How come it is possible that not only he is getting good movie, but he is getting Best Actors National Award? Not once, not twice, 4 times. That is because he continuously evolve himself, continuously learn from others, update himself, experiments. That is how he get rewarded. Doesn't talk about box office collection 100 crore to 200 crore. Quality movie what he is doing. He's experimenting. And that is how he has earned what he has earned. What I mean to say is Arjuna was the best archer, the best actor, even the best person required to update. Or if I put it in another way, the best people are those who are constant learners. Any field if you see who are at the top, they are constant learners. Keep learning. Even though you have got a job of your choice, even you are in a career of your choice, keep learning so that you keep shining. Another learning if you can make, we all know it. Almost every job today is technology driven. Everywhere. Studying, sitting far away, but still we are able to communicate. That is because of technology. Whether it is salesman's job or any other job, everywhere there is smartphone, computers, tablets, student also. What I mean to say is that we all are doing jobs or whatever, but everything is technology driven. The problem is technology changes rapidly. And when it is the case, we have to update ourselves. So if I put it very simply, continuous learning is the new norm for individual, for organizations. If you see organization also, organization like Coca-Cola, Toyota, Tata's, 100-year-old organization. Other extreme, if you see, organization who last for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years only. Why? Because they couldn't learn. If you know, in HR, there is a concept called learning organization. It's not an individual. Organization also need to learn. Nahi to, you will not survive. So the base one is to learn continuously. One very good quality of Arjuna, and so does the case with any person who is successful, is strives for excellence. Even in Three Idiots movie also, if you might recall what Amir Khan character was saying, don't go for result, go for excellence. Don't go for marks, go for excellence. If you achieve excellence, marks will automatically come. That is what he used to say. That is very true. It should not have very short-term goals. It should have a long-term goal of achieving perfection, excellence. That is what Arjuna has proven time and again. Whether he was practicing archery during the night, even before Dronacharya taught him, or worshipping Lord Shiva or Indra for divine weapons, he never ever stopped learning. So always go for excellence. Even though there is no competition, still you should go for excellence. There are many times you see in business, company do not have any competitors, still do their best. Because if you don't do your best today, in future when competitors comes, you don't know how to fight. So compete with yourself, go for excellence, go for perfection. Because company prefer those employee who can give 100% or more than 100%. Company today prefer employees who are willing to learn, who are willing to give 100% every single time. Reason, knowledge is getting double every few months, few years. So go for excellence, go for perfection. Every time you can improve. One very good lesson which we can learn, in a way, it was negative traits in Arjuna. At times he becomes very emotional. Don't take decision in emotion. There was a situation in Mahabharata where, due to Jayadratha, Arjuna's son Abhimanyu gets killed when Dronacharya performed formed Chakravyu, and because of Jayadratha, other warriors couldn't enter into Chakravyu with Abhimanyu. He ultimately gets killed. So Arjuna becomes very angry on Jayadratha and take a pledge that I will kill you before sunset on the next day. As a result, the whole battle, which was on Pandava's side, Pandavas were winning, but then all became difficult, impossible, because this impulsive oath taken by Arjuna. Though ultimately Arjuna killed Jayadratha, but that is because Krishna played a small tactic. Thing is that when you are under emotion, you are not capable of taking a right decision at times. So your job, your career, whatever decision you take it with utmost emotional stability. Salary, lucrative salary might be offered by somebody. Doesn't mean you leave your existing job without thinking. Other way around also. Don't be emotional in a profession. Decisions should be taken with emotional stability. We all know Ratan Tata. Most of us admire that person because of his simplicity. But he also is a human being. He also, at times, more emotional. We all know he gifted the world the cheapest car, Tata Nano. But then, because of multiple reasons, it couldn't work. But he was so emotionally attached with that car, he kept on relaunching, repositioning that car, even though it was failing every time. But the person couldn't resist himself from that car, and he couldn't stop producing that car. As a result, other car of Tata Motors were not getting proper attention. And that actually became one of the reason for conflict between Ratan Tata and Cyrus Mistry. So many issues. One issue was this: Ratan Tata didn't want to withdraw Nano because it was his brainchild, whereas Cyrus Mistry was talking or of that opinion, Nano should be withdrawn. As a result, what happened was, as Nano was not being withdrawn, other cars were not getting proper attention. Today you see the scenario. Today Tata Nano is not there, but all other cars of Tata company, whether it is Harrier, Safari, Tata Punch, Tiago, all are well designed and all are successful. What I mean to say is, at times we take decision emotionally. That should not be the case. One more lesson which we can learn from Arjuna is, look for blessing in disguise. There is a difference between successful people and not so successful people. Successful people never complain. Not so successful people, they always complain. They always see problems, not the solution. It happens with Arjuna also. Due to some reason, Arjuna was cursed by an Apsara that he will become eunuch for 1 year. It was a curse given by that Apsara to Arjuna. But you understand, Arjuna was so sharp person and someone who can never hide somewhere. So divine person he was. When their time came of that Agyatwas, this curse actually helped Arjuna. Otherwise, he was such a personality. For him, hiding for 1 year was most difficult. But that curse of Apsara, that he will become eunuch for 1 year, helped Arjuna in Agyatwas. So what I mean to say is, at times you also might face or feel there is a problem. But understand there is an opportunity in problems. Imagine what was the life in COVID. We all have experience. But then during COVID-19 also, people who have lost their job, family members, but then they started their business small scale and now they are doing at a larger scale. Can you imagine Instagram, Airbnb, all are product of the greatest recession of mankind, 2008 recession. So don't see problem as a problem. It is actually an opportunity. So many companies which are market leader today, because they could see the problem of customer, they converted it in an opportunity, and they are successful. The platform which we are using right now for communication, Zoom, before 2020, none of us were knowing it. But then this COVID problem provided them an opportunity, and the founder became billionaire overnight. So there is an opportunity in every problem. Probably you might be transferred at some other place which you may not like initially, but that is an opportunity to prove yourself. Someday when Navjot Singh Sidhu suddenly became sick, couldn't play match, he was an opener. Then Azharuddin at that time, the captain, he was thinking, okay, what should be done? At that time, when everybody was worrying, Sachin Tendulkar came that I will open. So he took that opportunity, and today we know him as a cricketing god. In 78 match, he opened for India, and after that, we know what we say, rest is history, biggest or best opener what India produced. So at times problems are good. It gives you an opportunity to you to prove yourself. So not every time we should complain. We should see what can be done. The last thing which I would like to discuss, and I would like to stress it, that is sacrifice. On his way to the battle of Kurukshetra, not Arjuna, all the Pandavas had to sacrifice so many things. Pandavas actually lost all their 5 sons. Arjuna had to sacrifice his son Abhimanyu. A 16-year-old kid, Abhimanyu, was killed in the most brutal way in Chakravyuh. Why? Because it proves Krishna wanted to give a message that it takes sacrification from everyone. When you want to achieve some good thing, you must be ready to sacrifice. So you understand when you are talking about your job or career or profession, it is not without any sacrifice. I was talking about Sachin Tendulkar. We see how great player he is, but not without any sacrifice. At the very young age of 12 years, you imagine 12-year-old kid I am talking about. At the age of 16, he was Indian cricketer, national team. At the age of 12, he was practicing at particular ground. Now the problem was that ground is far away from his home. So every day, traveling in train from his home to that cricket ground in the morning, in the evening, was taking too much of time. So what he decided, I will stay with my auntie, whose home is near to my cricket ground, so that I can spend extra 2 hours on practicing cricket. And that is how he became a greatest cricketer. At the age of 12, he was living far away from his mother. So we all at times require to sacrifice the things which we love the most, we like the most. Time, interest, spotlight, false ego, we need to sacrifice so that we can grow. So many things to learn from Mahabharata, but I guess these 10 lessons will help you nurture your career. So many things are there. I have written one book called Management Lessons from Mahabharata because of my fondness for this epic Mahabharata. Some other day we'll discuss some other points from this epic. Thank you very much for listening. In case if you have any question, query, suggestion, or if you want to add something, you are most welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the organizer, for providing me this opportunity. I would be more than happy if you have any question, I can answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this very informative and demonstrative session. We will ask our participant to put your question in a comment box. We will try to provide the answer by Dr. Pratik C. Patel, sir, below the comment. And thank you so much all the participants for your active participation. Let me inform to all that this complete session will available on our Business Rozgar YouTube channel. So if you want to watch it again or want to share it somebody, please do visit our Business Rozgar YouTube channel. Thanks. And last but not the least, thank you Dr. Pratik C. Patel sir for taking our time for the session. With your permission, I would like to end today's session here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. See you again.